These are my note cards. This is my audience. And my audience member will hold my camera. Good evening. Today we'll be speaking about oil changes. Most people don't know how to change their own oil, but if you follow these easy steps, you will have it done in no time. There are many places that you can take your car in for an oil change, such as Jiffy Lube, Valvoline, Firestone, and the dealership. However, you really do not need to go there. You can learn how to do this on your own. I will walk you through some easy steps, and by the end of my speech, you will know how to change the oil in your own car. First, we will need to go over the items that you will need in order to change the oil. According to the DMV's online article, How to Change Your Oil, you will need to obtain the following items: an oil filter, oil, drain pan, funnel, shop towels, protective eyewear, appropriate size wrench, oil filter wrench, jack stands, or ramp. You will be able to go to your local parts stores to obtain all of these items. If you do not know what tools you need, the sales associate should be able to assist you. If you do not know what parts you need, they should be able to help you with that as well. You can also purchase a jack from the parts store or use the jack from your spare tire. Once back home, you will then start the oil change process. As it is stated in the article, How to Change the Oil in Your Car by Limas Woods for Auto Cafe magazine online, you will need to make sure your car has not been cranked for a while. I would suggest letting it sit for about an hour for the engine to cool and the oil to settle in the oil pan. Now that the engine has been cooled, you will want to lift the vehicle. As suggested by Pennzoil's online article, Learn How to Change Your Own Oil, park the vehicle on a level surface. Engage the parking brake and shut off the engine. As stated before, I would suggest letting it sit for an hour. Raise the front of the vehicle by either driving it onto the ramp or by jacking it up with the jack stand, or with the jack and then placing the jack stands. Make sure you do not leave the vehicle supported only by the jack and then get under it. This can be very dangerous, as if the jack fails, the car will fall on top of you, and that can cause serious injury. The vehicle is now lifted and resting on jack stands, and you have all of your supplies. The next thing you'll want to do is move the oil drain pan under the vehicle. I would suggest putting your supplies next to the vehicle and then moving under it. That way they're easily accessible and easy to reach. This will allow you to slide under the vehicle without any obstacles. Now you will carefully slide under the vehicle, locate the oil drain plug, put the oil drain pan under the oil drain plug, and slightly offset it in the direction that the oil will flow. This will ensure that all of the oil is captured in the drain pan and no oil spills on your floor. Once the oil drain pan is in place, take the wrench and slowly remove the oil drain plug. You should start to see oil start dripping from the plug. This is normal. You will want to remove the plug completely and place it on the grate of the oil drain pan for safekeeping. Once the oil has stopped draining, you can move to the oil filter. The oil filter should be in close proximity to the oil drain plug, so you should only have to move the drain pan slightly over. If it is not, I would recommend you clean the oil drain plug and replace it. Hand tighten it at first. When you feel that it is tight enough, take your wrench and turn it an extra 90 degrees. This will ensure that the oil drain plug is tight, but not too tight, so you do not strip it. Now you can move to the oil drain pan. You can move the oil drain pan directly under the oil filter. Once the drain pan is in place, you can take your oil filter wrench and slowly remove the oil filter. According to Valvoline's online article, How to Change Your Oil in Your Passenger Car or Truck, you will want to make sure the rubber gasket comes off with the oil filter. If it is stuck to the car, be sure to peel it off, or your new filter will not fit properly. In my experience, you will see oil dripping from the oil filter due to it not being correctly seated and not tightly enough if you leave the gasket in place. The worst case scenario, you will see the oil filter blown off due to the engine pressure. This can cause serious engine damage, so make sure the gasket has been removed. As soon as you've ensured the oil filter has been correctly removed, you will now grab a fresh bottle of oil and remove the lid. Dip your finger into the new oil and smear it onto the oil filter gasket. This will ensure that it seats correctly once it is installed. Screw the oil filter back on and hand tighten it. With your oil filter wrench, turn it an additional 90 degrees to ensure that it has been sufficiently tightened but not overly tightened. Now you can replace the oil drain plug if you have not done so already. As stated before, you will clean the plug, then hand tighten it into place. Once that is done, take your wrench and turn it another 90 degrees to ensure tightness. You are now done underneath the vehicle and can remove your materials and yourself from under the car. Do not lower it at this time, as you will need to check for leaks after you fill it. Now you can open and prop the hood. Remove the oil cap and, following the advice of Pep Boy's online article, do it yourself, change your oil, and use a funnel to pour the new oil into the filler hole on top of the engine and add the recommended number of quarts that your owner's manual suggests. Once this is done, you will then check the dipstick to ensure proper fill level. I would recommend checking the dipstick twice or 3 times, cleaning it off every time. Taking advice from another online article, 10 easy steps to changing your oil from direct auto and life insurance. Once you're done, run your engine in a well-ventilated area for a few minutes to let it regain normal pressure. I would then recommend to check under the vehicle to make sure that there are no leaks, and then lower it back off of the ramps or lower it from the jacks. Ensure that the dipstick and oil filler cap are placed back securely and close the hood. You have now successfully changed your own oil. Thank you.